Work now? Okay. We should be back. It should be good now. All right. My apologies, guys. It's been all sorts of technical difficulties. You'd think that I would have figured this out by now. But new microphone. We had technical difficulties with. We'll get over that. So anyways, right back to it. All right, guys. We're going to be going over the basically the brake chronicles, I'm calling it, for our all-new V2 brake system, Everlast real brake system, part number 22360 for your low C5T 2.0, 1.0, and the low C5B buggy. We're going to be going over the history of it from when it was developed at MIP. It's still machined there today, and what improvements we've done with it underneath the mod banner, and what you guys are able to look forward to with this all new brake system for your fifth scale cars. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go over kind of just a little bit of everything. Ask some questions if you guys have any. I'll keep it up, and we're going to go through basically everything from start to finish and what's been going on. So let me go over and bam. So we got our little camera here for our pit camera. So as you guys can see here, hopefully you all can hear me still. As you guys can see here, we have our all new, well, that's the old one. We have our all new mod V2 brake system here on both the stock center diff carrier as well as the modified RC center diff tower carrier here. So it will work with both. You're going to notice a couple things right off the bat. Obviously, you'll see the mod inscribing there. That's more art than anything. But what you don't see yet, and what we're going to show you, is we updated the pins on here from a center cut to not being as long, where it hits the where it ended up hitting the spur gears on a lot of aftermarket stuff. We also have improvements where you guys are getting another brake guide here. So you get 2 sets of brake, or basically 4 brake guides in total for front and rear. Just really helps with overall longevity of the brake guide itself. So you're not having to basically replace these as much, and it keeps this more true. We've done improvements from how our brake discs here, how they fit aftermarket out drives. So a lot of times with the Team Chase out drives, fast lane machine, some of the low C ones, they wouldn't end up fitting the out drive. So we ended up improving the cut on there as well. And all new brake pad material. So that lasts longer. It's machined now rather than being molded. And we'll show you guys kind of some of the differences there as well. So for those that don't know, this brake system, we'll kind of show you guys here in a second. This is actually the main components for this system we've actually had done since actually February of this year. So you're going to say, Matt, why did it take so long? Well, these guys right here, these are all laser cut out. This is, I'll take this out of the bag here for you guys. These are obviously the brake discs here. Super hard blue cloth materials. They're all steel. But these right here, they need to be laser cut. Well, what ended up happening is our vendor for cutting these out scrapped all $1,000 worth of material. They ended up cutting them, and every single brake disc was bad. It was totally bad. We had been waiting for this material for 6 weeks, and since November, we finally had gotten it in February. We got it down to them. They cut all the material. I gave them fitment pieces. Anyways, it was all terrible. So we had to wait again. We got the material finally in August, and because they had another national back order with it. And this is what we have now. And they actually messed up on 66% of the parts. We had to go through every part here and every disc to make sure it was perfect for you guys. You guys will notice some little light scratching here. That's just from making sure that everything is smooth on there. We went over each one. And so, yeah, that's and they ended up ruining more material. So it's pretty great. That's the joys of making your own products, is where other people sometimes mess up. So that's been realistically the main holdup for this brake system, for production wise. So guys are going to ask, hey, Matt, well, why didn't you guys have these a long time ago? Well, with the transition between MIP to mod for the 5th scale line of products, they're very, very expensive to make. It's honestly, this project's cost is about $15,000 just to get the parts made, get a run enough, machine them, package them, everything like that. We're still behind because if you guys look online, we only have 34 left in stock, and that's all we got right now because we need to have more discs made. But we ended up getting enough for that, so we're like, we need to get this project going because it's been sitting for a long time. So you guys will say, well, why haven't you made them in so long? This product came out in 2014. You guys will know that low C on the original 5T brakes on the 1.0, it was metal on metal. They would go when they would heat up, they wouldn't break anymore. No stopping power. So we came up with these guys, and it was a total game changer. And they're still a game changer today. A lot of people still use this system, but the only thing that they're missing is brake pads. We've been out of brake pads for some time now, and guys are like, man, we need to get some of those. So at first we're like, well, maybe we'll make some brake pads. Let's see. But we're like, no, we need to, come up with these again. So it's been 8 years. We made one run of these. They've kind of become a cult favorite in the 5th scale community. They're saying, hey, when are the brakes coming back? And honestly, it's just been hitting at the right time and getting the amount of money together. So thank you for all your guys' support to be able to do this project. We have to pay everything up front. So it's just it's a huge undertaking for basically a very small company of what we are. We're only basically we've grown to 4 employees now, but before it was just myself. And it takes a village to make stuff happen. To your guys' support. So thank you so much for getting these going. So what's the differences you guys are going to say from, let's say, for instance, the stock brake system here? So you guys will see this. This is what comes with the TLR 5B and what comes with the new 2.0. And this, I would say, is also another reason why we did not come out with our brake system, in the time that we did. I think that honestly, TLR, Chris Higo over there, the project manager, they did actually a pretty bang up job on these. They did pretty good. And they're at a better price point. I think these run about $90. The new mod system here runs about $230 to $240. So your guys are going to say, well, shoot, it's 3 times the cost of, for instance, this brake system. What's going to be the difference? Well, we had already seen, we checked it out over the years of what people are doing. I think one of the main hangups with the TLR system is that if something goes wrong or something wears out, you have to buy the entire system again. You've got to, let's say one of the brake discs goes out, or these pads in here, these are actually glued on in here. They're not replaceable. They wear out, and, obviously brakes wear out, and it's almost like a real car where you take all this stuff out and you throw it all away, except for obviously the calipers you wouldn't, but the pads, but all this comes out, you just put all new on. But that was one of the things I think is lacking with the system, is that you can't just buy individual parts. You can't get a brake disc if you need it. You can't get extra pads if you need it. The screws, they do come separate now, but we have guys upgrading to ours. So I would say that's kind of the one thing with their system, and these discs, they warp under a lot of stress and everything. So guys have been upgrading actually to our brake discs as well. So yes, this system right here, I would say TLR did a very, very good job on it. But for the really hardcore racer that's looking for the same consistency, as well as where you're able to replace things as they wear, you know, guys are going to be going more towards this. And, you know, if you had the, you know, basically buy this 2 times, 3 times, that would be what this is. And they last a ton longer as far as the pads and everything else, and 100% made in the USA. And we've got brake discs in here. We've got machine screws that you guys, and that's kind of the beauty of it, is that anything that you guys want to upgrade from this system, all of this will work. The brake pads will work. The screws that we have with the center cut to clearance for the brake discs so they don't hit will work. The brake guides will also work, and our brake rotors here, they'll work. So the calipers coupled with the brake disc, they'll work on this brake disc. You know, so that's really nice that everything will basically transfer in between each one. And that's really cool. So that's what we were seeing within the community, because we didn't want to, honestly, when somebody does something very, very good, we kind of like let them do their thing. We had obviously had these out before, the TLR brake disc, but we're like, we're not going to be able to compete with the price point that TLR does. But as we go to the races, as we see what's going on, we're like, okay, this is obviously good. It does its job, but this is just that much better for the serious racer. And it honestly has better stopping power as well, especially with our new brake pad material that we've done, as well as everything is machined. These are glued in here for their brake pad material. Their screws on here, I see these fall out often. Ours has a nice 7mm nut that goes on the back side. So we're going to be going over some of the improvements from this to our, you know, obviously new system here. We ended up including obviously another brake guide here, so it keeps everything a lot more true. We have a center line cut. I don't know if you guys can see it. The center line cut, there you go, inside of that screw, so it no longer hits. We had that issue before where it would hit on the brake disc itself, or the brake disc would contact the screw, and it would wear itself in, but that's not really our style. Self-clearancing is, I don't really like that. So we improved upon that. If I can take this off, yeah. You guys can notice and see you got the 7mm nut there. Those are actually aluminum 7mm nuts. You're going to say, well, why don't you just go with the steel? It probably costs less. And yes, we would, but we cannot find any thin 7mm nuts to be able to clearance this spur. So when you end up running the screw through here, you have to have this thin nut here to be able to clearance the spur gear. And but these nuts they're super, super expensive. They're made in the USA, only manufacturer we're able to find it from. And but you know what, you get what you pay for. They're really nice. So also we ended up having, where on aftermarket housings here, we would have some times where the screw would run into the spur gear here, and it would contact it and hit. So we ended up shortening up that. So everything basically from the V1 to the V2 got massaged. We'll go into, for instance here, the modified center diff tower. This is probably the best on the market. It's all 70/75. It's really, really nice. But you know, with the MIP brake system back in the day, these were, as you can see here, this was the old MIP brake caliper here. Well, you'll see this little kind of oblong hole here. Well, this wasn't far in enough, and what would happen is these would bind up. So you'd have to massage it. You'd have to clearance it. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't up to our standards. And that just only happened realistically when you went to aftermarket, because it was a tad different with this over, you know, we held tighter tolerances from the original low-C brakes. So doing aftermarket for aftermarket's really, really tough sometimes. But for this, obviously, this is kind of the market standard. So we wanted to make it possible that it worked with this system right off the bat. So we've got we have Brendan LaRoe. No issues with debris getting stuck between the 7mm nut and the spur gear. No, Brendan. There is these things are so big and powerful, it wouldn't even matter. But in all my 10 years of experience, I've never had where there's been any issues between the 7mm nut and this. So in 10 years of racing, I would rest assured there's going to be no issues on that for you guys out there. So, and another thing is that with these brake discs, so the brake discs, for instance, on the Chase, you guys are going to see that little different coating there. These Chase outdrives are really, really nice, but what would happen is our brake discs would actually seize up on them and not be usable, or you'd have to cut into this steel blue cloth material and you'd wear out Dremel bits cutting into this stuff. This is how hard these brake discs are. So that's why a lot of the guys with the low-C brake discs, it's a much softer, because the low-C brake disc, this is, you're going to see, you know, that little lip on there. That's because these are stamped. So these brake discs, it's a much softer material than ours. They warp a little bit more, especially with the extreme amount of heat. So these long races that we're going to, you're going to see more, not as much dissipation in heat, as well as with the softer material. You know, as metal heats up, it gets softer. So guys like these for tried and true. So if you guys want to upgrade to these, you can also get these separately. So we just massaged everything, made sure it worked with aftermarket housings. We improved upon the basically the MIP side, and they still machine everything. I'm very, very close with MIP. Everything is still done there. It's the same formula. It's basically under a new header card, with the changes that I've seen being on the track day in and day out of what's happening at the racetrack and what guys need for their race vehicles. So without further ado, let's kind of go into what's in the package here. We'll kind of move these aside right now, and we'll check out, you know, what you get in your package. Once again, it's live right now. It is part number 22360. So we'll pull it out. Obviously, you guys get both your brake discs here, as well as 4 calipers. With already, we have installed the brake shoes. We'll show you guys that here next. You're going to get a couple pieces of paper here, templates, information. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you guys the full sheet of paper here. You guys are going to be able to see, you know, all the part numbers on here, how it's installed. It says down here for two brake rotors. We're going to show you guys that with the template and what's going on with that. So that's the first sheet. You're going to get another sheet that's going to lead you guys into, basically, you know, in layman's terms, get it to where you guys are going to be able to install this thing without issue. Gives you all your information. I think that's one thing that we need to improve upon at Mod, is really good instructions. So working with MIP on getting these real good instructions for you guys right out of the package. So this is going to be another sheet for you. And this is all also on the website. It's on the website in PDF form that you guys are able to grab and print if you would like to. And my computer's running low on battery, so I'm going to plug that in real quick so I don't lose you guys. Give me a second. All right, we should be good to go again. You're also going to see that you will have a template for each side of your center diff carrier here. This is off of obviously what was drawn. So, but you guys are able to have a template. I'll show you guys on the website kind of, you know, even though this template is nice, you guys will also want to check it by eye, you know, fiddle with the parts, install it on there, you know, because you're able to drill, because you'll see these little holes down here. This is like your drill points, but this is almost, you know, it's as best as we can get it on the drawing, but also make sure to check and recheck before you drill, because you don't want your brake guides running into your brake disc. So these are, you know, these are a good template for you guys to be able to use for your brake guides. Okay, so you'll have all those instructions there for you. So what else is in the package? We'll keep going through it here. Cut this open. Rudy just packaged these things, so he's going to hate me, but we're sacrificing it. Oh, you get a drill bit as well for you guys. You get a cool mod sticker to put on your car. So this is the main components of the kit. So you guys are going to say, man, it's, you know, it doesn't look like a lot, but as we break into it more, you'll see all the individual pieces of what it's going to be. And probably, honestly, the last brake system you guys are going to get for your race vehicle or bashing or whatever. They're just the best on the market. So you're going to get here 2 brake discs. You guys will notice you might see some very, let's see if I can show you guys. You might see some very light scratches on there. I'm not sure if you could see it. So you'll see some light scratching on there. This is where we actually went through each disc to make sure they are flat and everything after, because what they do is they come in with a, if I could switch it over here. They come in with a laser, and the laser burns these puppies. So on the original ones, they ran all the material and it left flashing all on where the brake pads would go. So I was super disappointed. Believe me, like, this has held me up for a long time. And then they ended up running them through again. They told me it was good. I went down there. I said, hey, let me sign it off. They never called me to sign it off. Ran through all the material again, and some of them were still terrible. So I had to go through all 340 parts. We made 340 discs. All 340 parts, 33% of them were good. And we still had to touch them by hand. So that's one thing where, you know, if we put our name on it, it's going to be where minimally, you know, not saying everyone, 99% of them are going to be without troubles. So we went through these for you guys. And like I said, we went through, made sure these things were flat for you, so that there's no issues. So that's, yeah, just coming with you guys. I'm always straight up with everybody. Jason Moorhead, I will show you what's going on with that as well. I'll be getting with your guys' questions. Okay. Let me flip it over here. All right. So we got our awesome discs here. There we go. Got your little, this is going to be your drill bit here for your brake guides. We're going to go into some of the nicest parts here, which is the beautiful, these things are candy, guys. You guys are going to love these. These are the all new calipers, just absolutely a beautiful 7075 aluminum. I do believe these are also hard anodized. It's got that gunmetal gray on there, so they're hard anodized. You got these 2 little O-rings on each side. You slip these off, and you got your brake pads already installed in there. Remember, this is going to be an 050. So if you guys want to grab that wrench to be able to replace them, it is a standard tool. So they are absolutely beautiful. And the fit and finish for like if we could show you guys, I think I got some, give me a second. So I got another one right here. So you guys are going to check out this all new brake pad material. Hopefully this focuses. Focus. Is it focus? Sorry, the camera. There we go. So this brake pad material here, it's unlike anything that we've had in the past. These are all machined right at MIP out of a big sheet. And this is all new material. So the old material, it was actually molded. So you guys are going to see, I'll show you an old one. So I don't know if you're able to see it on camera, but you can kind of see where it's almost like it's pushed together because it's actually like dust. So when it went together, these were molded and it was like dust and powder and it was molded into a piece. Well, what would happen is you would get stuff like this. I don't know if you're able to see it, where it would crumble apart. This is actually part of a brake disc. It would crumble apart and brittle, and these lasted for a long time. These were good. These are that much better. So yeah, you could see the broken part. You could see the strands in there. So yeah, this is the old one. And these are ones that were like obviously rejects. We had good ones, but we don't have any rejects when it comes to these because they're all machined. They're not molded. They are just absolutely beautiful. And just the fit inside of if I can find it here, the fit inside of here, is just a net fit. It slides in. So just everything on there. You got the two little screws that hold them on. And then to remove it, there's actually this center hole right there, and you use one of the little screws and you thread it in there, and it will pop out. So guys will ask, well, I don't know if I can even get it out of here with, yes, I can, barely. So guys will ask, well, if I have the old MIP brakes, can I still use the brake pads? Answer is yes, you can. So these right here, they fit perfectly inside the old brake caliper as well. So it's just a really, really nice system, guys. That's kind of one of the things, versus the Team Losi one, where these are actually glued in here. So if there's a failure on that pad or that glue, and we all know that when glue heats up, it crystallizes, so stuff can fail. So I believe, honestly, this is a good system, for the everyday user. But in the long run, if you want to keep your rig for a long time and you're looking for something that's rebuildable with better stopping power out of better materials, in all honesty, you're going to go with something like this system. Because it is a bit more, but you get what you pay for. 100% made here in the USA at MIP. We've raced with these things day in and day out, and it really is the best on the market. So you get both of these. So you get obviously your brake discs, you've got your calipers, and your brake pads already installed in there for you guys. So it's pretty easy. You're not going to need a tool right off the bat to even install those because we've done it for you. So what else are you going to get with your package here? Well, let's check it out. So these right here, these are the all new screws. These are actually really, really nice. They've got a 3mm hex cut right there in the center. You're able to use your tool on it. So Come in here, obviously, with a nice MIP 3mm tool, part number 9011, and fits right there, dialed. So what are some improvements from the old one? Well, we got an old one here, and we're almost out of these things because people love these because they actually use them on their TLR brakes. Guys will upgrade from these to the to our own here, and we'll show you on the website where you can get these as well. So what's the differences? Automatically, you'll see, you can get there, side-by-side shot. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. Side-by-side shot, one is longer than the other. So this old one is longer than this one because we had these threads, just that little bit would run into the spur gear. So we shorten up the threads, and then you'll also see that center groove cut there. So the center groove cut is basically for the brake disc. We would have where, even though, you know, during normal oscillation it wouldn't happen, but we would see as the brake disc would wear, as everything would wear, it would kind of go back and forth slightly, and it would end up hitting and tagging that. So we made clearance for that as well with these. So, you know, we had two different versions of this. We tested both. Branded MIP had machined down some for me where we had like almost like a 45-degree cut here, or this is a straight cut. We found that the 45-degree cut, when we did it, though it was pretty cool and it was cool looking, the actual, when this would come in, I could show you guys, when this would ride on here, it would drop in, or there's a potentiality that it would drop in. So with the straight cut, it has plenty of place to ride on there. It's not going to dip down into there. That's only where the disc is going to be. So we tested that, the two different versions, and this was the ultimate final piece here. We make sure that we test everything beforehand. We tested the brake pad material. It was way better. Just everything of any changes that we did, we've tested beforehand to make sure that we that you guys won't have any issues with the system. So there's the screws. So you get the screws, obviously your brake discs there. See if those stay for me. Get these bags out of the way. All right, so we've got that. So what do we have next? We obviously have your made in the USA, the most expensive aluminum 7mm nuts that you'll ever see. We got those. They're super thin. So we weren't able to go with a normal steel one because they're too thick. You could probably use a steel one, but it probably wouldn't have a nylock at the end of it. You'd probably be threading that on and grinding that down. So, but we spent the extra money here for you guys and made sure that you guys had the best of the best, and obviously the lightest on the market. So you got your 4 there as well. So what else? We'll go into it. So now you're going to have your 4, these are all 70-75 aluminum as well, your 4 brake guides. So guys are going to say, well, why do I need more than one? Well, honestly, you just need one, but 2 is always better. I found that in racing, we were using the one brake disc guide here at the bottom, and I would find that I would chew into this thing, or it would wear out prematurely. It could possibly catch this, and I didn't like that, and it didn't have as much support here on the bottom. So in racing, I would always add a second brake guide here, and that was pretty much kind of like a game changer for it, where nothing would get caught up. The brake, I got a little mosquito here. Gonna get me. So we just added that in because that was like a racer thing that I did. I would see where they would last longer. It was nicer all around. So said, you know what, we're gonna include that in the kit for you guys. So that was another thing, just a small thing from knowing of actually using the product and how they work overall. Obviously, you're going to need to put another hole inside of your modified RC, because it does already have one for the bottom. You just have to locate this and put in another hole as well. So just so you guys know and are aware of that. So that was one of the other things. So you get obviously your 4 brake disc guides there. So that's more of the package. And then from here on out, you're going to have, and I won't spread it all around just to save my own self, you're going to have your 4 screws here, 3mm screws. Those were updated from the old 5/64ths for this, because everybody's going to metric hardware these days. And so that's in there. And then for the racers out there, you guys will notice that you'll see in the top here, the top portion, I don't know if you guys can see, you have 2 little screws in there and an extra 7mm nut. So why do we do that? We call it complementary parts. They are, let's say you lose one of the small screws, or the nylock wears out on the 7mm nut that's special. We want to include that for you guys so that, if there's any issues that you have when you're out at the racetrack, where you've got a little complimentary pack right there for you guys to use in a pinch, and then you can get them on modspeedshop.com if you have any issues. So that is the full system right there, guys. Everything's been gone through. We've included more parts. We've massaged and all basically the things that might have been clearancing issues before for aftermarket, like for instance the aftermarket housing here, where we used to have problems with, and guys would just have to Dremel it out. You put on this system, it's going to work. If you want to, because we have the TLR ones on the back side here, if you want to upgrade your TLR with, let's say, a Mod Real Brakes disc here, you can. You want to upgrade to the calipers and brake pads, you can. You want to upgrade your screws, you can. You want to put some brake guides on your TLR brakes, you can. So not saying that you have to get this all in one shot. You can get those things slowly as well, and we offer it like that in 2 packs, 4 packs, where you guys are able to get both brake discs. And we'll go through that on the website now here for you, so you're able to check that out. Let me run over to, I got my other computer set up here with the thing already up. So you guys are going to see here is a screen share from my other computer. And you're able to see here, if you go to, obviously, this is the main homepage on Mod. We've already updated it where you've got the brake systems here. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. So if you go into 1/5 scale race, you go to Mod, and you go to the real brake system and parts. So obviously you have everything for your all new brake pad system here. Here's obviously the layout for of what you get in the kit, and you've got photos, everything that you see here, and then also where we've lined up showing you guys how to do this, of how to get everything in place here. This is actually, I set it on our, that's actually on the housing itself, sticking through the paper there. It's got the screws locked down to the paper, and then also eyeballing it and seeing where you need to put your brake disc guides. And I got another photo here for both of you guys, seeing the second one going in for you. Just making sure that you kind of measure twice, drill once. You've got, if you lose the instructions, everything's going to be here for you guys in color, that you're able to check it out on there. You got your template as well, and that will run you through. And then it's got the improvements, your advantages, everything like that. So, and then we'll go through. So if you go back to the real brake system, you've got your, obviously your brake discs here. You've got your extra brake pads. You've got your calipers. You've got your brake screws, the brake guides, the nuts, and we actually have the low-C stuff there as well. So for you guys out there, everything is here at your disposal to really make it easy on, the racer, the guy that's going to be using these things day in and day out. And, as stuff wears, you're able to replace it. I think that's something that's cool. And obviously, like I've said before, the TLR brakes and Horizon, they're awesome. Without those guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And I think, obviously, over the original brakes that they had, which was metal on metal, those were terrible. Everybody knows that they were terrible. But for what they did is they made a huge improvement. Chris Higa over there made a huge improvement for what they're able to do there, and give you guys something that's honestly very good out of the box. And but it's as stuff wears and as components wear, where you're like, okay, I might need something that might be along this route with a little bit better stopping power, stuff that's made out of a little bit better material, and where you're able to have replaceable brake pads and everything like that. And as you do more and more of that, it's you're able to see where the costs are in there, because there are so many pieces that go into this. And obviously the brake pads and the calipers being two separate pieces, 70-75 aluminum machined, hard anodized rather than the steel plates with glued on pads. So it's just a refined system that we've had since 2014. We made a run of those, and we said, hey, let's run it back. Let's see what improvements over these years that we've noticed, because I've been running them all these years. I don't think I've really replaced many pads, maybe 2 or 3 times in 8 years of all the running that I do. Guys swear by these things. Like I said, it's a cult favorite within the community. So and being that a lot of stuff where you have to buy a full TLR pack all together, and grantly so with what the price point they're able to do it at, I 100% understand. This is something where you're able to replace stuff as you need it, as stuff wears out. But they last so long. I don't know, depending on how long you guys race, it's gonna last you guys quite a while for what we've done here. And this is approved for, from what I can tell, every center brake. As long as it fits stock brakes, it should fit our brakes. As far as that, we're meeting the same guidelines for you guys. So this gives you guys kind of an idea. You're able to go through here, check out what you need. That's obviously the brake discs right there for you. And we now sell them in a pair. They used to only come as singles. I thought that was stupid. I said we need to make sure to have it where if guys are going to be replacing stuff, this only used to come as one. You guys definitely need two. We have an option in here where you can get a pair of these in case you wear 2 out, or you can get a set of them, on what you guys want. So they are, we've really thought out the entire project from start to finish. As a racer, we installed everything on there beforehand to make sure that this is going to work with what you guys are going to throw at it. And we're really happy to release this, guys. And like I said, this is I'll transfer it over to me again. This is happening since March. I've been going back and forth with these guys, and I'm just, be honest with you, it's been frustrating. This has been a project that I've had sitting on the shelf since March of this year. So what is that? 5 months. So I've had it sitting for half the year, basically. 6 months would be half, but 5 months, almost 6 months now, actually, that these things have been sitting. And for a small company like ours, 15 grand's a lot of money, and all that needs to be paid up front. you know, so that's all paid up front. And it was the one part that was holding up this entire project here. And from whatever you may say from COVID or whatever, that this material, and we couldn't, you know, this has been, you know, the standard. This material here is now I think getting discontinued, so we might need to even buy some of this up so that we have stuff if we do another run of these, because the vendor I don't think is making it anymore. So there was a national back order on this for months and months. They scrapped all of our material. They had to buy us new stuff, and then they scrapped 66% of their own material from doing this wrong. So that I keep talking about it, but this has been super frustrating for me, and kind of a thorn in my side for getting these guys done. But hopefully you guys like it, all the work, and the testing and everything we've done. The new brake pad material, that was another gambit to get all that and testing that and prototyping and the money for all of that. Special thanks to MIP for all their help. Brandon Eustace down there, the entire MIP crew, has made it possible that we're able to bring this back towards you guys, and for you, because we had a lot of these ideas and stuff when MIP was kind of discontinuing everything. I was like, hey, we need to make these improvements. So these improvements we've had for a long time, but just the economics of scale here for doing it, where MIP is a multi-million-dollar company. They're huge. They've got 20, 30 employees. They have machines that millions and millions of dollars. They just made a huge investment. They are big compared to what we are. Well, we're very, very small. Full time in the shop is usually just myself and Jason, and then we have guys come in, our boy Chris and Rudy, to help out. And so we're very small, and to get that kind of money together with keeping everything else going is just it's a lot. So we're happy that we can still bring you a quality product, much like of what MIP does. It's basically the same thing. It's same people on the projects, same materials used, same winning formula. We've used this in all of our race rigs. So you guys are going to want to go out and grab these things. Like I said, we've got like 34 of them left in stock right now. I'm going to have to go back to those guys, and I don't even know if I have the box of brake discs. I don't see them here around me. The box of brake discs that they ruined. I've got bags of them. So yeah, it's pretty great. I don't know if I can. I don't know where they are, but if you guys saw them, it's a ton. Maybe I'll show you the sack of brake discs that are just trash. So maybe Jason's coming up with the bags. There we go. There's Jason, everybody, my right hand man. So yeah, you guys can see here. That's all brake discs. That's one. Here's the second one. Oh yeah, it's great. These were all rejects. These were all rejected. It's heavy. And these are some of the, these right here. I don't know if you guys can use. You can probably see them right there, how they're chewed up on the sides. And I can even, if I showed you guys some of the really good ones, I'll tell you. But anything that had any blemishes or anything that wasn't up to standard, these are all trash. So that's all trash right there. That's about 220 of them. So, and we went through these. We had Chris down here. Myself, we spent a total of 10 man hours going through, making sure everything was smooth. So you can hear the thump. Yeah, it's not a great thing when you have to scrap a bunch of parts, because I gave them everything, guys. So to make sure it has to fit this part. And believe me, the first ones we had, they didn't even fit the out drive. So I gave them an out drive and I gave them a disc we've already done. It didn't even fit the out drive. So I was like, oh, these are all trash. So it's been frustrating, to say the least. So hopefully you guys clean out what we got of them right now. I will click on over to that. So once again, if you guys want to go on here, obviously go to mods, you're going to go 1/5 scale. You can type in the part number as well if you'd like. Oh, that's our shocks. You want to get those too. The real brake system here, you click on there, and we've got 34 left in stock right now. So if you guys want to go on there, grab those. I don't know when we're going to have them back again, because we have to go back to them. Hopefully we can get the material in. They're going to have to reburn the rest of those discs, and I'm going to have to go deal with them to get them. So once again, guys, we got 34 left. That's literally all that we have. And the price right there, it's basically very, very close to what MIP had it. We had to include a couple different things, obviously, with the new material change for the machine process. That was more all of the changes in drawings and stuff that was on there, and the extra disc guides there and hardware. So and then with the new, obviously everything's going up, so we were able to keep the price, I think, very fair for everybody out there, for basically a full brake system for your race truck or race buggy. So hopefully you guys like this. It's been a big project for us, and hopefully you guys will appreciate it. It's a really, really nice system. Went together awesome. I've been building it here and going through the different formats of it, and just going through. So once again, part number 22360. Transfer over here to the full layout of what you guys are going to be getting. This is the full package here. Part number 22360. It is really, really nice, guys. You guys are going to love this. If you guys like the V1 system, and those did awesome by you guys are going to love the V2 system here, as it's the V1 system with just all the upgrades. It's all the updates, all the things that the V1 should have had in the very beginning, but with now, 6 years of technology, and what we've learned over the years racing with them, and just they've always been solid from the day that we've had them, and they're just that much better now. So you guys are gonna absolutely love this. It's just, yeah, it's so smooth. So you guys can see that, just the smoothness of everything. They're just beautiful. And plenty of you guys can see kind of, here's a stock one. See the slop. So they got flats on each side. And then you can see ours. How much more, there's a lot more brake material in there as well. But definitely the brake guides help with that slop. So yeah, guys, I think you're gonna love it. And it looks like Death Design just got his ordered up. Thank you so much. You guys are gonna love the new system here. So yeah, without further ado, we've been releasing those to you guys in short little tidbits of what's going on. We have a couple more things in the pipeline that's going to be coming out to kind of help the racing community and what we got going on over here, and just packages and stuff to make it easier on the new racer So we got stuff in the pipeline for that. We've been revamping the website. You guys have, I've heard, guys, since we had, honestly, I think our last race that a lot of us were at was Silver State with Joey Christensen over there in Vegas, and in the talks with him again. So we're going to see if we're going to be able to run that back for next year. But a lot of us haven't been racing since then. I know that this weekend, I believe the Rocky Hill guys out there, I believe it's Mammoth out in New Hampshire. They're going to be running their East Coast Nationals, so check them out. Wish we could have made it out there. We just have such a busy schedule of what's going on. Rest in peace to Cedar Hill RC Raceway. We were not able to make it out there due to not just being able to make it out, some personal reasons, not us on Rocky Hill's side. So sorry about that. Or Cedar Hill, I mean, on Cedar Hill's side. Still good friends, everything like that. They just had some personal stuff going on. We were not able to make it out there. But we're running it back at Fear Farm. So we're going to Fear Farm end of September. So September 23rd through the 25th, I believe, we'll be running the Arizona Championships race put on by Mod. We'll have full live coverage. Come out for that, guys. We'll have 5th scale and 8th scale running. It's going to be a party out there. It's going to be super fun. So be sure you guys are out there for our good friends out there at Fear Farm RC Raceway. I know with the heat and everything, they haven't been running much. So we're going to be back out there. Should be cooling down by the time where there should be in the high 80s, low 90s is what I'm thinking. So it should be really, really nice. So looking forward to it and seeing all the boys out there. But I've been enjoying it. I don't know about you guys, but this heat has been crazy lately. I don't know. I'm not all about global warming, but this last couple months has been brutal, even out here in California. And I got no fans on me right now, so I'm sweating. And then after that, we're going to be running at the Dirt in Paris for our finals race out there. And I know for last year, I know I've been promising guys, with Jim as our main guy doing all trophies, I got to get stuff going for it. Obviously, we gave away last year's winners. They all got kill switches, but his printer broke down, so we're going to be getting those to those guys as well at the same time. So looking forward to everything, guys. Thank you for all the support of modspeedshop.com. Helps our little company keep giving you guys really cool stuff. And keep tuning into Mod Live Media right there. We're doing a lot of, we got our hands in a lot of different things here, from upgrade parts of 5th scale, upgrade parts for 10th scale with the drivetrain systems, doing the media thing, and helping get more coverage for little big races. And we're just excited about everything, guys. And when one thing slows down, we're able to keep up with another. So we're able to keep the tires moving here at Mod and keep everybody employed and paid and the bills paid. So we greatly appreciate your guys' support and all that. So let me see. You guys have any questions on anything, whether it's anything Mod, myself, Q&A. If you guys have any questions, we have a little bit of you guys on here. Let's see if I can go back and answer any questions for guys. Thank you, Steve. They look great, he's saying. Thank you, Luke. Self-clearancing is the best machining technique. Yeah, Big Buckarama. We will have those at the Mod race, Tanner. Carl Woosley will have them at the shop in Bakersfield, correct? Thank you, Donnie B. So Big Buckarama, let's see if we can put up his, if I can pin that one, I can show it. So Big Buckarama, so with those discs, how are they manufactured? Milled, laser cut, and is a color a coating or heat treatment? So they already come in that blue material. It's like a blue cloth type of coating on there. Beautiful. And you'll notice that we also had them like made out of like washers and stuff for like the upgraded SCTE stuff that we had. Upgraded washers that we had. They're super hard. That's the reasoning for that material. Super hard. So and then they're laser cut, and we laser cut them out. Death Design, he's saying hands down best brakes for your 1/5 scale TLR. Thank you so much. Mike Schaffner answering his question. Will parts be sold separately? Yes, we went through that. Parts are all sold separately. You guys are able to grab them. We'll have plenty in stock. I think we already have over 100 sets of replacement brake pads ready to go, as well as I think we got 30 sets of brake calipers. Those don't wear out often. We don't have any real brake discs right now because that's obviously the part that's holding us up. But we'll have the brake screws and everything like that. But the brake discs that may be worn out, maybe one set every 2 years for the brake discs. So as much as we run, maybe 3 years, 2 to 3 years. To answer Jason Moorhead's question, are the templates for the modified RC uprights in the kit? It looked like the disc guides were in different locations from stock. Yes, so this one, they actually have one on the bottom. If you can see, there's a hole already there, and you kind of follow that arc up a little bit is what's going to happen. So we don't have any sort of guide in there, but they already have one already for you, and you kind of follow the arc going up. You template it, you mark a hole, and you drill a hole. This is a little bit easier because they already kind of make it easy for you to get the first one done and just follow that arc up. And then I just did that. I have my my drill press and pop that next hole in there. So it's just beautiful, beautiful. So what's going on, Lucas? New pad centered, yes. Perfection from Carl, thank you, sir. Chris, very impressive, Matt. Really outdid yourself. Thank you, sir. Carl Woosley, glad those pesky springs, they never last. I think there could be something. I wouldn't go with the spring, but I got an idea for stuff. It was possibly going to be in this run, but we had to do so much different to make that happen where it didn't work out. We're going to make sure this project goes well. And they've always worked so well, so we said, we might do that on another one. What's going on, Jeff? Yes. What's going on, Clay? Death Design got mine ordered. Jason Moorhead, he just made an order. And special thanks to Jason Moorhead. You guys need to check out Side Solar. If there's anybody out there that needs lights, he's the man to talk to. So he's got the clean energy, all lipos in there, all sorts of stuff, probably better than lipos. Brings out light towers. So if you have an RC track, if you got an event going on, hit this guy up from sitesolar.us. He's been awesome. And he just made an order. Thank you, Jason. Jeff Getz, when am I building some kits for you? So that's on our 10 scale side. I need to be getting them, Jason. Jeff. I've just been so busy with all this, man. And if you saw my calendar for coverage of races and everything like that, starting in September, going through October to November into December, it's going to be crazy. So, but I wish that I had cars at each one of them. That's the thing. I need to be racing at these events I'm going to. It's just doing it. It's just making it happen. Nick, all your stuff is super high quality. Thank you, Nick, so much. Appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's liking them out there. And what's going on? Sam did some awesome work on our house for us. So really appreciate it, guys. Looks like we had a good amount of people showing up here, checking out the new brake systems. We're really excited about them. Like I said, it looks like, shoot, another 3 sold right there. So yeah, so it's a lot of guys, already ordering some right off of this thing. So it should be good. So get your guys' orders in, because it could be another 2 months before we get these discs in. Like you guys can see, and these are all ones that we rejected. Like this is like it's heavy, guys. And that's just all singled, and they're layered in there. Those are all rejects, and there's 2 bags of these. 2 bags. So we had to go through all of them, and they weren't up to snuff. So we got, I think there was 100 that we got good. So you divide that by 2, it's 50 kits. So yeah, it's it has to be right. So if you want to get in on the best brakes that there are right now, definitely get them on order like right now, because I can't tell you when they're going to be back, and nothing else works with them. So I have to go back to them again and get those done. Craig Maggie. Oh yeah, Craig out there, Silver Bowl. If you guys are out there in Vegas, I've been seeing him do awesome things with the Silver Bowl in Vegas. They just lost 702. Craig has been integral in getting that place up and running. I know I think they brought Anthony out there to do a track. They've been running club racing out there. I know Craig's been helping out a lot. There's another guy down there that he does 5th scale with his DVXL. I think he's going to be coming out to our Arizona race. They've been doing good things out there at Silver Bowl, so that's pretty cool to see. Super excited for the Vegas guys that are able to run. So shout out to Craig. So go out and support them guys. He's saying that he needs to order up a bunch of stuff for his 5th scale. Craig is also very, very fast in 5th scale as well, and 8 scale. So that would be pretty cool. They can get something running out there at Silver Bowl. That'd be pretty sweet. Chris Mueller, when is Jeff getting a 4x4 short course coming to race? Yeah, we're racing at Huckleberry like all the time. I'm running club racing down there at our local track at Santa Ana River Lakes. You guys should come out. We run 4x4 short course, e-buggy, and e-truggy. So we usually run either Wednesdays or Fridays. So check on Huckleberry RC Raceway on Facebook. What's going on, Daniel Fry? Daniel, my boy, up in Vegas. Hopefully, him and his lovely wife are able to come out to our race at Fear Farm. Always a supporter out there from Daniel, Team Mod right there. So thank you, Daniel, for all your support. Was this a 1.0? No, I think that's a 1.0 or 2.0. Or he make the cut. Oh no, I'll have to check that. Greg Catherine, Modified RC 2.0 does not have brake guide holes anymore. Something I didn't know. I thought this was, since it had the cuts in the side here, I was thinking that was for a 2.0. But yeah, this did come out of a buggy, so you'd be right. So I guess the template will help you guys, because those holes will be the same, at least for that bottom hole there. You're going to be able to figure that out. But thank you, and I might have some drawn up so guys can print them out. So thank you, Greg Catherine. I was unaware of such things. So that's a little hot tip. I'll add that into the instructions that guys can, you can still use the template on that as well. It'll still achieve the same thing. Thank you. Thank you, Sam Tanner, and his lovely wife, Rachel Tanner from Tanner Designs. Hit them up, you guys. They do like tumblers and stuff as well as they have these little cool things for your, I'll have those up on the site. I need to get them up. I've been updating a lot on the site for your body clips staying on the cars. So, so yeah, guys, we're looking forward to September. The second to last, I know, got wild hair right there. The second to last mod race, so the Arizona Championships, and then we have the West Coast Finals at Paris once again this year with Joey Christensen at his Raceway the Dirt. So that will be a ton of fun. It was a lot of fun last year. So looking forward to that. So we got that coming up. I know West Coast Nationals is coming up. Guys, check out that at Bakersfield, Good Old Boys Raceway. So that'll be a big race coming up at GOB in October. I believe it's on the 15th. So it's a couple days. Check that out. So end of September will be our race at Fear Farm. And then you guys, if you want to also hit Good Old Boys for the West Coast Nationals. And then end of November will be the last and final mod race out there for the series. We'll be running it back for 2023 with some places on the all the good ones and some of the other tracks obviously that went out, not due to us, but just simply due to economics. And we'll be running it back next year for another 5th scale series with 8th scale also involved. A lot of the guys have been coming out to that, which is cool. So anyways, guys, I don't know if you guys have any more questions, but make sure you guys get on there, check out the those brake systems right there, part number 22360, and they're super sweet, guys. You guys are going to want to get yourself a set. This is how they're going to come. They're awesome, made 100% in the USA. Ton of money and time went into making these things and frustrations. But we got at least 40 kits for you guys that we're able to release out the door, and the rest of those will be coming as we can get this material cut and get them back up there. So be sure to get in your guys' orders. They're going to go fast. We've already sold through basically 25% of them. So get those on order. So you guys don't have any other questions? I've been keeping you for a little over an hour here. I'll probably take this video and I'll put it on the website as well, so guys are able to check it out. And I'll have some more detailed shots I'll be posting up, and then new stuff coming out from Mod in the weeks to come, and all new updates on the site. So be sure to check it out. I'm working day and night, as well as the entire Mod crew here to make sure we're getting your guys' products in and out. So we carry just about everything for 5th scale and a lot of 10th scale hop-ups. So if you guys are looking for any of that, we greatly appreciate your support. We're a real small company, so it makes a huge difference when we're able to do that, because we're able to keep doing this for you guys. So thank you once again, guys, for all your support, all your help, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys trackside once again. And we'll see you guys at the races. We're going to be covering a lot that come into this year. And also slated to do BattleBots once again. So you guys will see myself on Discovery Channel, probably for next year, driving Lucky the BattleBot. So that will be a ton of fun. So I got that again this year. So I'll be driving him. And yeah, should be a ton of fun. Looking forward to it, guys. Appreciate all your guys' support. And yeah, it's been a fun ride. And we're going to keep this roller coaster going as long as possible. So thank you guys once again. Appreciate everybody's help and support. And we're looking forward to see you guys trackside, mix it up with you guys, have some fun, do some announcing, cover some cool RC racing, and get out there and enjoy yourself with your friends and buddies and RC comrades. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you once again for everything. Be sure to get those things on order and any other upgrades that you guys need for your 5th scales or 10th scales or MIP tools, anything underneath the sun. It helps us keep the lights on and keep us going. So thank you once again, guys. We'll see you soon, and don't be afraid to come say hi when you see us at the track or at the raceway. Always looking to strike up a conversation. As you can tell, I like to talk. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Appreciate you guys. Love everybody. And be safe out there. And we'll see you later.